dreams. It's not about your. It's not about your. How do you call it? Your vision. If you can have a great vision, to all I know, the books I read, like the gentleman we were just watching, is one of the finest business personalities in our country. I happened to met him in person some time back when I was trying to start a business. And in fact, he left the place I am currently. So when it comes to business, I always refer to him. So today, I just want us to do a chit chat, some few talks, and from your perspective, I know you've seen it, or when it comes to business, or maybe you've seen a greater part of it. That is why I have a lot of people, a lot of young people I train on the journey of business, and I think that we need to develop the right mindset before we start any journey, any set of group of people or in any field. That is the main reason why we are here today, for the purpose of this program, developing the right mindset before starting a business, whether it's a ministry, the music, football, it's all business, the marketplace. And one worst thing is that when you talk about business in this part of our world, people think that it's all about buy and sell, then buy and sell. So today, with your knowledge, with your wisdom, with your vast information on this, you are going to share with us. After that, you tell us more about yourself, your books, your business life, and it's going to be amazing. Basically, that is
okay.
All right. So, zooming in straight to our project for the day, I want to ask, I see you encouraging fellow Ghanaians on why they should start businesses, why they should do something on their own on daily basis. So why business?
Why business? Okay. David, thank you it's an honor for me to share what I know, right? And I appreciate it that much. And what you are sharing with people, it takes a conscious person. It takes somebody who has something within to share and to take it upon themselves to at least bring some kind of light to others. So it's a great thing that you're doing, and I thank you very much. Now, you said why business? I think that we talk of Africa, we talk of our continent, we talk of our country a lot. There is politics, there's religion, there is the academia, all arms, there's sports, there's entertainment. And we seem to be doing very well across board with the politics, maybe with the religion, with the media, with the sports. When you mention Ghana Black Stars, a lot of people know us. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship, when it comes to business, where we are able to build business systematically, structurally, I think we left that side for the so-called uneducated people, But I don't think that we will ever develop as a people the way we want to develop constructively if we don't get a lot of our young men to become innovative and entrepreneurial and build products and businesses. If we don't get that critical mass of our young men and women, with all the fantastic things that we are doing across board everywhere, whether it's politics, religion, and the media, the sports, if we don't get a lot of people producing what we use, whether it's our laptops, whether it's our phones, our t-shirts, our books, our food, the major people who should control the wealth of our nation should be us. It should not be foreigners. And that's why I think that all the things that I have been through trying to do something for myself, and for our country, I try to share the few things that I think I have identified. So why business? We need to develop as a people, and we are the ones to be in charge of our prosperity. And so if we don't share all the stories that we have been through, the later our people, majority of our people will still be living for themselves. And hopefully the way out will be to join politics, start a church, or travel to America or England, And I think that it's not so. We have to bring a lot of awareness. And that's why we try to share what we know.
That's powerful. Like you said, the wealth of our continent must be controlled by us, not by others.
No.
And I don't know why in this part of our world, when somebody talk about business, people look at the person as if, what is he talking about? When as soon as you mention to somebody that you're an entrepreneur, it's like they think you have all the money in the world. Do you think is perception in like your book, is it perception? Perception. Is it the school system, the mindset? Why is it like that? When you talk about business, everybody thinks
Okay. If this is history, if you look at Africa, for the last 1,000 years or so, we have been constantly under siege, if you want. There's one trouble from one kind of people to the other. If you look at the 6th century, the Arabs and the Islamic people, attackers took over the north. Prior to that, there were a lot of attacks, and it was part of the era they live in. Then Christianity came. It's the same in the 14th century. They came to the case, what we now call Ghana. They came to, Gold Coast. Our empires and our kingdoms were destroyed. A lot of lies have been told on our history, and majority of Africans, if you meet any African, both here and living where in the world, when it comes to Africa, we try to say that nothing good is here, and it's a condition. That's a fact. It's tough for people to believe that something good comes out of Africa. If you have ever been outside our continent, the perception of people on us is very bad. Now, we also have perception of the rest of the world, and we seem to think that the rest of the world is heaven and it's developed, and there is no problem. And that's why you can have a lot of our young men trying to take boat or something from here through to Libya, trying to get to Europe, because a lot of us think that once we get to Europe, then we are fine. So it's history. If you look at the time that they started to develop education intentionally, the British, when they came, it was only on the coast, from Accra to coast, those who are living on the coast. They tried to educate them. And what kind of education did they give them? They gave them religious education, reading and writing, clerical education. The kind of education that they started to even give them was, the best of it was technical, handy, just small, like what they use in the technical schools. They were intentional about not giving our people engineering education, science education, things that will help us to extract the gold and develop ourselves. So if you look at a lot of our big men, and if you study the history, you will see that most of them were not science, engineering, technology graduates. And that's why most of them were freedom fighters, and that was okay. So even if you look, our University of Ghana was started when? It's just in the 19th, 1940 something. Kwame Nkrumah University was started when? Just around that. So when it comes to Africa, when it comes to Ghana, and Ghana is even a pioneer, when it comes to us, business, as we know it, as our grandparents practiced it, whether they were going to the sea or they were cocoa farmers or plantain farmers or orange farmers, they had their way of doing their own business. Now, when they started to bring this so-called school that the West brought, intentionally, they took anything that had to do with school, business, innovation, money out. And so you have a lot of our learned people who will look at entrepreneurship as something strange, and that the school was designed for us to go and work for the government. And then it extended to multinationals, so to say. But the whole essence of the design of a school, that's why if you pick any university, any college, look at the courses that they have put there: medicine, pharmacy, agric, all those. The intention was that they will come and work for somebody, especially the government. And so the people that we have in our community who are big because the design, they fit the definition of school. So if you pick any typical person who have gone to school, I'm sure, look at your mate. Even today, with all the information that is going around, what is the percentage of people who ever tried to start anything? Very few. Look at your classmates. Because the design is for us to get big position. The infrastructure is set. So now maybe they give you a CEO of a government institution, you get a nice car, you get maid, you get a nice place to sleep. You have passport to travel everywhere. You're a big man. You go to your village, you're a big man. You have fat salary. What would make you go and start a business when you have no money, no expertise, no connection, nothing? So that's the design. And that's why when you say you are doing business, majority of our people will think that, what are you thinking? Because for them to say that you are building business, because he is working for the government, he starts big. Which means if you say you are doing business, it means you have started big. A lot of us don't know how you have to start from where you are with nothing and build through. So it's design, is part of history, is part of culture, is part of the school that we are getting, and is part of the media that we have now. So for instance, you see a lot of media people in the media all the time. The things that they show to say that they are successful: the house, the money, the car, and majority of the young men and women will look at that as the essence of wealth, which really is deceiving. It's not so. The fact that I have a car or have a house does not mean I have money. It doesn't mean that.
A lot, because some people you can go and borrow money and buy a car.
You see?
Show off.
Yes.
Some you can even rent the car and show off.
Yes.
So this brought back because of the perception why you need to go to school and look for jobs and like I have a job, because that was what I was taught. But along the line, before I got to know that, okay, there's something I can do aside and then be able to make some money aside my work. So why is it, would I say this has an effect why a lot of, I've been reading, a lot of Ghanaian businesses don't last?
Okay. Why Ghanaian businesses don't last, it's still complex. Don't forget that for businesses to do well, you need numbers. You need, for instance, if you happen to open a business in Nigeria, they have the numbers. The population is very big.
Yeah.
And it's very easy. If you're a Chinese person and you start a business in China, you automatically have access to about 1.3, 1.5 million people. One passport, one money. You can move anywhere to start anything. Now, in our country, we just about 30 million people. So when you have a product and you're selling, the numbers don't so much work for you. You have to go beyond Ghana for you to build a business that you can build it and build it well. Now, just as I said, the history, the infrastructure of our businesses, our laws, our tax laws, our policies, where when we became independent, they didn't change everything. A lot of the laws were just transferred, and a lot of the laws were set by the British. Okay, that is Ghana. If you go to the French, it's the same. And those laws were not set so that the locals will become wealthy. No, they were set to frustrate us. That's why a young person will start business. And even when you want to go and register business in our country, go there and see the frustration. Go there and see the laws, the taxes that they come up with. And even when you open a small business, you see how they come to below you. The AMA will come, the tax people will come, fire service will come, everybody will come. Because that it was set so that the frustration, you will give up that quickly. And I don't think that has really changed when it comes to entrepreneurship and when it comes to pushing our people into innovation and work creation. We're still battling largely with colonial structures when it comes to that. So we've not really gotten to a stage where we encourage innovation, we encourage work creation, we encourage entrepreneurship. We don't. So majority of our people would have to hide, would have to not try to be in the limelight so that they don't come after them. And so when our businesses are failing, largely it's because of the policies and the laws. And then some other factors will come in, like our lifestyle, the human capacity, so to say, how our people work, the work ethics of our people, the credibility of our people. Those things are still things that don't help us, because largely most people will go to work, and why they have come to work is not to deliver so much for the work to progress. They are there so that they will get something to go home and eat. And somebody, it, and I know it. I don't have to reiterate it. You have a lot of big men in big positions. Their salary is small, but they own everything. How did they get the money? Because the ethics are that low, because the selfishness is high. When the people have not been given a lot of information, when a society is not built on values so much, some of these things will be compromised until the people are conditioned well to know the ramifications of their decisions, especially their selfish decisions, where you have to take something that belongs to all of us, or you take it for yourself, and then the rest of the people go through a lot of. You are creating poverty instead of you, because where there is honesty, where there is truth, there is prosperity. So I stay with the salary that I have. When you come as a young person and you need a contract, I don't have to know you to give you a contract. I don't have to know you to give you something. Even look at our banks, look at the interest rate that they set. It's sheer dishonesty. Because if you're taking somebody 5%, 10% a month, that person will never be able to pay, which means you are not truthful to yourself. You are setting that person to go and fail. It's not truthful. And because you think the people are ignorant or they're desperate, they need the money, they will take from you, no problem. But with time, it will accumulate into something more lethal and more dangerous. And then you see the banks collapsing because of greed, because they thought that they were getting the people. They were not getting the people. They were not straightforward with basic ethics. Because the more truthful you are, the more sustainable you are. So in your practice, in your business life as an entrepreneur, you have to be very, very straightforward. You have to go and strive for that.
So that brought back to mind. There was a time, in fact, last 2-3 weeks, where I was having a conversation with one of my coaches, and he was saying that we have some issues with our business and economy, and I said no. I just told him straight that we don't have any problem. There's no issue with our business. There's no issue with the system, because that same system is being run in other countries. It's being run in Nigeria, and they are doing so in Cameroon, South Africa, and other parts of the world. So the only problem we have in Ghana, which I identified, was one, emptiness.
Okay.
Two, like you said, untruthfulness to our own selves. These are the only problems. So that was my response to him when we were having a discussion why people are behaving, our team leaders are behaving some ways. And I just told him, it's not a problem. We don't have, the business doesn't have problems. That same system is being run in other countries and is working. Every business has problem. So no matter the system you choose, no matter the industry you are, you've embraced the thing you can do well in there. I can categorically tell you that there will always be problems there. But our problem we have with our team and the kind of people we do business with, which I identify to be only two, is untruthfulness to ourselves, which translates into, very well that I don't deserve this, but you are looking for it. Like you said, I remember the late President Atta Mills, when he went around at the borders arresting people those times with some video, he made a comment at one of the offices that, what kind of work are you doing, would you do? And in the next 3 years, what kind of salary are you getting that you buy a Jeep, You build 3-bedroom house, you get properties. Whenever I forget anything about that man, the only thing I remember about him is that statement.
Okay.
Like I just said, we are not truthful to ourselves. When we are in business in a team or a group of people, we try to show off, we try to fight for things we know that we've not deserved. So if at the workplace, in the corporate world, you are now forced to take things that doesn't belong to you. So thanks so much. So my next question will be for you, like, what do you think a graduate who is out of school, we were taught to go and look for a job, to wear our tie, enter the office, one cubicle, the month end, even some salary, who has closed his mind that apart from the job, he's not going to do anything. What kind of business, in which field, which sector, what would you tell that person to consider after making up his mind that I want to do a business?
Okay.
How do you recommend? What are some of the traits should the person look at before starting a business?
Okay. All right. I think that you have to prepare yourself. When you are in school and you are looking for grade, and you are very happy to, get all the results, it's okay, but it ends with a certificate that you are giving. Now, maybe there will be a little benefit of it when you go and get a job or for the government or some multinational. If you want to start a business, those are different things, which means you have to come in. You cannot come in with your school culture where you want to get the right marks, you don't want to make any mistake. You want to be the first. Those kind of things are for school and for employment. If you want to start a business, it's squarely opposite, which means that you have to try from where you are. You have to take a risk. You will fail several times. You will lose a lot of things. You'll make a lot of mistakes. It will not be nice when you are in school and you're looking for people to give you funds, to tell you that you're very intelligent, you are the best person in the class. In business, it's not like that. The first few years, you will miss a lot of things. A lot of your decisions will prove how stupid you are, how unwise you are, even though you thought you are the best in the class. So it's likely that when you complete school from our country, and it's all over, everywhere. When you complete school, it's not so much likely that you have any skill in terms of product. Very few of our people from the so-called universities that we have will be able to come out. Even the computer science people, how many of them will be able to come out and write a software and code? Something that people really need. So most of us will come out to nothing in terms of skill set that can produce something that the market needs, which means a lot of the areas that probably you can start will be using somebody's product to start something. So a lot of the products that you see in the market, you have to look at, how do I enter? Who needs this kind of product? Or the services, the services, or somebody, maybe digital product, maybe, something that somebody would want. Where can you connect with? That is an entry point. You will learn a lot from that point. You don't have to go and look for loan to start your business. Why? Because you will lose it. You will lose it so much. Why? Because you don't have the skill set, you don't have the expertise, you don't have the connections. A lot of your decisions are going to go, they're going to go badly. So you have to start with the little you have, wherever you are. And as you are going, you will learn a lot. Then you become somebody. You become somebody who starts to understand how a business is run. If you are coming from school, even if you did business studies and accounting, you did those so that you could get a job. You didn't do those courses so that you could create a business. So to create a business, it comes with a lot of hindrances, because once you set a goal, there will be a lot of problems between you and your goals. To get to the goals, there are a lot of things that you have to solve. Self-doubt is part of it, where most of our graduates don't even believe in themselves to even be certain and focus on one thing that they want to do. Why? Because these kind of things don't come from school. That's why most people who easily start businesses or become entrepreneurs, most of the time, they are people who started hustling early in life, who started, they didn't have a lot of things going on for them. Probably a single mother, or even if it's two parents, they don't have much. So you started to work when you were even in primary school. So those things then build you up. So that's why when you look at a lot of these guys, they tried, especially the traditional businesses. So you develop, there's some sense of mindset that you develop once you start those, where you start to believe that you can do something for yourself. You start to see something in the future. You are looking for something, you want to create something. You believe that there is something in you that your life should be able to, you should be able to do with your life. You're not certain, but you still believe this thing. And that's what you dare to try. And you should be ready to try so many things for one to work. And then you should be ready to go. Because I can tell you that between 1 to 10 years, you will still be learning a lot. And that's where most people fall off. A lot of people start business within 6 months, they want to become successful. Very few people will become successful. A lot of us will go through all kind of nonsense, then maybe after 10 years, your eyes start to open. Then you start to understand what it really means. But look for something that the market wants. Look for something in your area that people need. If it's sugar that people need, you can start something on your table. It doesn't matter how you start so much if you don't have anything. What it means is start something. And the school should not get into your head so much that you think that your degree or your certificate means something. Once you come out of school, the certificate don't mean anything to anybody. So that should be something that should humble you, especially if you want to go and do business. Put those things somewhere and go and learn and be teachable and be tough-minded.
That's awesome. So that means you made a very solid statement. You said, but the fact that you are doing business in school doesn't mean when you come out, you will be able to start business, because your business you are doing, your administration, how you are doing, the sales you are doing, were taught to come out and come and look for a job.
Yes.
That's super. That's why I have a saying that people claim they are doing, they have PhD in business, PhD in sales, and they come out and they cannot even manage a little kiosk or a one box.
No, because it was not designed to do that.
That's
it was designed for you to do research on people who are doing it.
I want to say thank you to everybody watching us live on Facebook, on my page, Dovi Senyo, and we really appreciate your time. And I want to find out from those watching us live if you are getting value, whatever you capture, whatever you get, whatever statement or sentence you think strike you, you can put them in the comments, come be a chat box in the comment under the live video. You can share this on all your pages. This is the little we can do from our side to see the future of the mindset. I watched a video about business in Hindi. It's a Hindi movie. And the gentleman said that I want people to look at India, not to say we are 1.3 million people, human beings, but he wants people to look at his country and they should say we have 1.3 million minds, brains, innovations, and ideas. And I was so moved by that statement from the movie. So what we are doing today, if people don't have these things, people who claim they want to start businesses, they want to start something on their own, which these things are not taught in classrooms, and they come and they just read. You can go online right now and read that 15 nuggets to start a business, get this, be that. You have to be dedicated, you have to be motivated. That one, it's someone's experience. So when you also get into the arena and you start receiving your blues, nobody will give you boxing lessons. When you get into the ring and you start receiving your blues, that's where you know whether to cover your face, your ribs, or your stomach. So this is the only, from our little corner, I think this is how we can equally shape the mindset of the people. So I wanted to find out from you, what sort of mindset, how would you develop your mindset in just some few sentences?
Okay.
How would one develop? What kind of mindset should one develop before venturing into the business world?
If you're an African, you say, this is my philosophy.
But typically,
yes, there are a lot of things that other race, like the white people, the Asians, don't have to deal with. Okay. So if, for instance, if I'm a white person, you can easily start to pump me because automatically, if I look at TV, if I look at all these millionaires, they are white. Okay. If I'm coming from America, supposedly they've been able to brand their country so much that everybody wants to come there. Now, if you're from Ghana, you show your face, you go to China, they say, where are you from? Africa. They have branded us wrongly and negatively. And those things have affected our subconscious mind. Okay, where even when you're reading a lot of books, you read books where they are making all these quotes and they are quoting all these Americans. Hardly you hear them quote somebody from Yoruba land or somebody from Kenya or somebody from Zimbabwe. It's always quoting, Europeans. Even if you go to history, it's so nice for us to quote all these great Europeans and Chinese and Indians. We don't quote ourselves because there's not much data that have been given to us.
Yeah.
The data that we have is from our village, where your grandfather will tell you something about the village. But where we've been able to constructively develop a generation's mind to believe in their own and identify their own heroes from their own culture and heritage, you would have to go beyond what we know. It's not superficial. It's something that you have to study. Yeah. And so I tell the Africans, if you don't study history, because that is the decider, you've got to study the history of Africa and of the world. And you have to study your heroes. Because if you don't correct that, you will keep on asking questions why Africa is the way it is. And that's why I see. So we can get a lot of degrees in engineering, in physics, in all this. But then when we are met with reality, especially when you meet foreigners, when you meet Americans, and they're asking all these questions, what is in Africa? What have you achieved? Then we start to panic. Why? Because when you went to school, they told you that the theory was made by Einstein. Flotation was made by this, and they always have to put a European name there. Those were all systems that they used to recondition us, educate us, never to believe in ourselves. So I would say that you have to re-educate yourself. They may not be in the classroom, but you have to be a student of history, especially the history that you can get our heroes and what they conquered, what our people produce. Those things will set you well, because that is the foundation. And very few Africans have ever studied these things. So we see us always quoting Europeans, and they don't respect us. That's the fact. The system, not the individuals. The system does not respect us. And the reason a lot of us will go and not be able to fight is because the root, which is the history, sense of history that we must have, is weak. You can't go as far. If you're building, we are into building construction, If you want to go far, you must make sure that the foundation is very solid.
Yeah.
And your sense of history is so critical. And it should not be slavery and colonization. It has to go beyond that. You must know our kingdoms, our kings, those who rule. What did they? Were they poor? No. A lot of the times we hear, our people were poor until the Europeans came. Those are all lies. There are a lot of things that we have achieved. If you can connect with those, you can create from there. If you don't create those, no matter what you become, you will still look at Africa and you become very sad and frustrated. And that's why a lot of us don't have construction in terms of our mind as to what really it means to be here. So once you settle that, if you settle that, you start to get the mindset of a champion. You're not a victim, you're a champion. And you don't need to move to another country to become successful. Then you start to believe you have to have that sense of respect and dignity for your own people. That's where you start to see all the problems in your community, the waste problem, the housing problem, the unemployed problem, the ignorance problem. Then you start to value your own people once you correct that. If you don't, and that's why corruption can be a problem. Corruption is just a function of people who don't know themselves, who don't have identity, who don't know history, who only live for themselves. Once you get this sense of identity, you start to see the value of your own people and what they have overcome. So Africa overcame a lot of wars. Africa overcame a lot of things. And for us to be where we are now is a miracle. The rest of the world never wanted us to be where we are. Okay, so this is a great achievement for us, particularly Ghana, all this, because at the dawn of 18th century, what is this, or 19th century, they nearly destroyed all of us, except some few tribes which really fought them. You know, they could go to anywhere and kill them. So that memory is still with us. So that's why we want to, so the youth think that, oh, we have not achieved anything. We don't know anything. You know, we are cursed. I've heard somebody talk to me that Africans are cursed. There's nothing that they can do to it. No, it's not true. So these are the mindset that to repair.
This mindset brought me back to, you see, people might not know that little by little from where we are coming from is what is having the effect on our thinking.
That's right.
You know, when I grew up, it's like it's in my spirit when I was growing up. I don't know why you should call me by an English name.
Okay.
So you could see, I don't want to have anything. If my name is Blessing,
okay,
English word, why don't you
That's
call
right.
Yaya in Ewe, which still means blessing, or in Shira,
right.
maybe tree,
That's right.
or whichever language from Ghana. Even if I'm an Ewe and you even call me in Shira, giving me another tribe, calling me another tribe language in my country, I'm comfortable with that. So anything I do from the onset, my first ever email address I even created, it just dropped in my mind, Rise Africa.
Wow.
I don't know where. So this name, Rise Africa, this is my first ever email address I created. And then I turned it into a team and I turned it into a business. So anything I do, it just comes. I always tell people it's about knowing your identity. So if you go to school and you, like you said, we are always reading about the Europeans. You don't go to China and they will tell you, before you learn any other thing, you need to learn
about yourself.
China.
That's right.
And then you go ahead
and learn about others.
It's good to, because in the world, God didn't create only one country. Definitely, we are going to be in partnership with each other. But throwing yours away totally, and you nowadays you meet a particular group of people and they've given birth to 3, 4, 5. All names are European names. None of their kids can even speak any language from a typical Ghanaian language. I look at them and say, is it like seriously? You are a Ghanaian and you can't speak any language from Ghana?
So you see, that's a problem.
And so in my house, my kids, I don't teach them English.
Okay.
It's a language. And when you grow, you go out, you learn how to speak English. But when I teach you English in the house and you step out, you can never learn your mother tongue anymore, because you are going to leave your home, you are going to travel to school, you are going to travel outside the country. That is not the time for you to learn. So my kids, I don't teach them how to speak English. When you go to school, you learn it. I get bored when I see families and their kids speaking English. I ask myself, why? How? Where's your own language?
Yes.
A Chinese man come to China and see me and speaking Chinese to me as if he assumed that I understand his language.
No.
It's good to learn.
So you see, what you're saying is so solid, eh? Because without it, they will not even have courage to take risk.
That is it.
Because they won't even have courage to be ambitious.
That is it. So
because there's no identity.
I've learned a lot right now, because I never thought of it that the mindset of not having courage to start businesses and that stuff could be linked back to our great grandfathers. Like you say, we keep putting. You see, when we started this video, I was watching a video typically from business.
Ghanaian. That's right.
Somebody can tell you the first 20 rich people in the world without a black man, but he doesn't know the first 5 richest people in Ghana.
Yes.
How do you sell your own story?
Because that's the conditioning.
Yes.
It's a conditioning.
I know that with that conditioning, nothing you do, you can succeed.
That's right.
So those watching us, I am not saying go and change your name also. No, this is what I believe. And I listened to an interview from the former president, Jerry John Rawlings, that lieutenant.
Yes.
He said when he was giving names to his kids, daughters and son, there was a priest. Then he's been going to church at Christ the King. I watched that interview. Yeah. And he said the priest was telling him to give the daughters Christian names. I said, which one is that? My daughter's name is Yasantewa or this or that. He ended up saying that he told the priest that you can Christianize me,
yes,
but you can't Westernize me.
All right.
And I love that part. That's can true. Show me the faith of Christianity and I'll believe in it. But don't Westernize me by changing everything about me.
Yes.
The people think that it's just about jumping and doing business, no. But little things that we don't know.
That's right.
Fighting against that. Your identity. Yeah. Somebody.
That's right.
Full name is all European names without any identity that you if somebody mentioned the name, like, are you a Ghanaian?
That's right.
Now I know. Okay, so thanks so much for sharing that secret. I really appreciate it. I am enjoying this call. I think we could do some 40 minutes debate. I think the way the thing is going, I am enjoying it more than the people watching us live.
All right.
So to condition our mind, to prepare our mind, we need to know our identity, and we need to know that it's a need. So from today, I have to go and look for quotes from all the Ghanaian businessmen when I'm doing my business presentation.
Yes. Yeah. And you have to link it. Go back 100 years time, 1,000 years time, 2,000 years time. Where are the Africans? If they do my DNA test, they do your DNA test. It's the same people. The Africans are the only people who have been able to live together.
Yeah.
Our scientists are living with airways. We can have our own laugh, our own stupidity, but largely we are all the same, and we know that we are the same people.
Yeah.
And we don't segregate. You can become a president, can become a president. Look at America. With all the 40-something presidents they have had, the other man who became a president was half Kenyan. Even that, they had problem with it.
Yeah.
Tell us it's democracy. Now, if you're a Black person in the world, do you see the effect of this kind of decisions on you? And yet the whole world, the world civilization, was built on the wealth of Africa. The gold that they stole, the people that they move, the history that they change, the evidence that they bent down, and now they turn around to say that you guys are nothing. You don't have anything. You don't know anything. And even look at the religion. Now they tell you that I'm a Christian, which I am. Now forgive your enemy. So now I can't go and fight and take back my gold because they have conditioned me. They have trained, they have turned me into a Christian. I have to forgive him, and he keeps the gold. You go to Elmina Castle, they have a church there. The priest was at the top. They were keeping the slaves. They were raping the women. Yeah. What kind of Christianity is that?
I passed there last 2 months. Yes. I passed the Elmina Castle last 2 months.
Very sad story. And yet, you have them paint Jesus as white and they paint the devil as black. If you're talking of a people who has to be able to create, you need to correct these errors in their mind so that they will know that they are full human beings. And if anybody is far more creative and strong and buoyant, is the African, is the Black man. And yet, because of wrong data, the same Black man has been told. And we have a lot of our youth who believe that they are nothing. They don't know anything. That's why we have our women bleaching, wearing weave-ons.
Wanted to be like
our young men following European football like it's food, and he has no job.
You are shaking some table.
He has no job. This young man is wearing suit and tie. He's telling you that he's now a pastor, starting church in Accra, collecting offering from people. And yet we are trying to import everything. No, it's wrong. We need to tell the young man that you can become the pastor that you want to become. but create something.
Yeah.
Create. The man that you say is God is a creator. Create something. Come out with a business. Come out with a product. Solve problems. Then we can say that you're a Christian. It's not a Christian, is the one casting demons. That's a wrong indoctrination. And a lot of it is coming from the way the Christianity was introduced to us. You know, the way it was introduced was wrong. Just as the way education was introduced to us was wrong. They introduced clerical education. It's not education that we can think and create. It's education that we can regurgitate. You look at the science and math quiz. They have done it for how many years now? 30 years. What has the guys created?
In fact,
don't come and tell me that the guy is able to solve mathematical questions.
All my life,
nothing.
I've never watched that in full time.
See? But you see, now it's a sports. It's academic sports. Everybody is jubilating. Where are our innovators? Where are our entrepreneurs? What have they created? No, because the introduction was wrong. Okay, the introduction of education that we have was wrong. I even heard that they took history out of us. They took history from the school. Go to any African country that don't teach them history. Go and look at the level of corruption in that country. Go and look at the level of selfishness in that country, in spite of religion spreading. Because the identity is missing. So if you're an African, you have to solve that. Then you have to solve your value system. You have to be ethical. You cannot win business if you are not truthful to yourself and to your fellows.
So, right? This attitude of everybody you talk to about business, they want to do it now and get rich tomorrow. Is there anything like that in business? Why?
No, you don't start business. If you want money, don't start business.
If you want money, don't start business.
Don't start business. No.
That's why I put here purpose.
That's right. There should be sense of purpose before you get the money. You must solve problems. You must add value. You must be passionate about something that you're solving in society. Then, if you do it well, and you structure it well, and people are buying it, and you're happy, and you're doing good service, then society will compensate you. In the Bible, it says that the diligent hand shall prosper.
Amen.
You know, the diligent hand shall prosper. It's in Proverbs. And so it's more of, it's not quick. It takes time, and you must add value. And that's why if you want to build business, build a good one. Build the one that expresses what you stand for, your values. You're not trying to cheat people, lie, just because you want money quick to go and buy what? House, car? No. If you do that, it will crash on you.
Yeah.
If you do that, it will crash on you. You know. But if you add value, you are very much. What is it? You are sensitive to the well-being of others. Then you will see. You will see that whatever you're doing it because you have sense of purpose, and then the money will start to come. You know, of course, you have to learn about money. You have to know what money is about. You have to know how money is created. You have to know how a business is built. And that's the next step. The next step is that we must tell our people how to structure and systematize a business. You know, you can start as a hustler, as a self-employed person, but it gets to a point you have to now employ and put some systems in place. You know, the business, it could be big business, it could be small business. What really happens is that if you structure it well, if you design the business well, it will become a great business. So a lot of our young men trying to stake Lotto and Sakawa and those things, they don't take you anywhere. They will destroy you. Eventually you'll be destroyed because you can't do anything but for the truth. You cannot do anything against the truth by the truth. And the truth is that you must do what is right, you know, and you must grow gradually. You can't lie. If you don't believe in these principles, you are not going to succeed. You may be seen, you know, we have a lot of so-called successful people who seem to have money, but they have to continue to lie and cheat to keep the standard. So the moment that they get to a stage where they cannot lie and cheat, they come down the next day. You know, so the choice is yours. It's either you build it well, or you lie your way throughout. But one of it is certain, that the one who is building it well, with ethics, with values, with honesty, will grow gradually. But what he builds it will sustain, will survive. Now the other one can grow fast, quickly, play fast, think that, you know, he knows every MP, he knows every minister, he cuts all the contract, he pays all the bribes, no problem. You become a very good, they will celebrate you on TV. You become the best business, so whatever. But if the fundamentals are not there, if you're not truthful, if you're not honest, if there's no character, if there's no sense of purpose, and it's just money that you're chasing, it doesn't matter how far you go, because the foundation is wrong. It doesn't matter how beautiful the building is and how tall the building is, it will come down. Sure. And when it comes down heavily. So these are principles that we need a lot of our young men to have, so that we can build businessmen and women who can build our country. Because it's not right for China to come and then our people are going to look for job.
Because
we can be the ones getting job.
One thing I know is that business, if you have a lot of business people in our country, the last time I was hearing a news in US that they say some California or New Jersey or Las Vegas, they wanted to ask the business people there more, and the business people, they are coming together to leave the state to another state, because I could see that, because they are well built out business people, they have the money to dictate. So I was asking myself, imagine we have 10 kind of maybe Santona or Canada, Japan, or these are the big guys. Put politics aside. They have what it takes to touch life. Imagine you have 10 in every region.
Yes.
The Adokufos and all those big guys, Terakoni and stuff.
Yes.
10 of each in every region. I don't think the politician will even misbehave, because the economy will affect him. So they will have to put their foot on the ground to put you right.
Yes.
And one thing I also see is a lot of our business people who are doing well at a point in time are forced to go into the space of politics, which I think is I don't know your view on this, which I think, because when I take a look at the world where we benchmark ourselves to those who gave us the wrong mindset, like how we do, then they are what they taught us. Take a look at like Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins,
Tony Robbins,
Patrick Bet-Davies. These are Grant Cardone. They are full-time business. They are into business.
Yes.
You just see them maybe social issues in terms of politics, and once in a while they talk about it. Gerald Wilkins, Agomo, and stuff. And we don't have such people. More of those people, almost all our business people here, they want to do politics. What is your mind? What is your take on that? And how it's affecting we those looking up to them to solely to do business?
I think that a business, if you look well, we say that we have problem with our fundamentals in terms of entrepreneurship. We are struggling with that. So having a lot of them having studied the environment, the fact is that most of our business people are directly linked to government. A lot of them get their source of, big money came out of government contract or government funding. That's a fact. Majority of our big men use the system to become great. Very few of them built product independent of government. They built their businesses independent of government. There's no government influence anywhere. They built their business out of innovation and out of sheer vigor and force. Majority of our business people didn't. So we have a lot of judgment debt, a lot of grant given to them, a lot of big contract given to them because of political connections. And if that is their business model, no problem. But that's what we have. And that's why they get into politics. Why? Because then they feed on the government. So maybe our generation will be the ones to build business independent of a government. So I have an IT firm. I don't need government. I just want to serve the people and grow my business independent of government. I have my construction company. I don't need government contract. I want to do something, But it appears the rule is that for you to become big, you need government to hold your hand. And that's the psyche of the people who came before us. And that's the fact. Look at a lot of banks that we have built here. A lot of them were government people, connection, contractors who got, project. They all kind of projects, not realistic income. Then they get millions, they go to start a bank, and then they are protected by the laws of the land. So sometimes it's very tough for us to even look at them as examples. Very tough, because then you have to be in that.
don't you think that will also pose as a threat to someone trying to do a true genuine business from the scratch?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Don't
and that's why, and yes,
in a competition with such people is going to be a huge problem to
you cannot compete with them because they have the laws protecting them. They have the access to government money. They can get no, Dovi. If you are in the government and they give you $5 million contract now or 1 billion Ghana cedi contract now, they know how to get you the contract and sign. They give you 10% mobilization, 20% mobilization. What are you? You're a rich man the next day. Have you gone through the process? No, it's just your political connections. Next time you're a big business person and it's all just contracts that made you. You know, so even in terms of understanding of business, it's not there. Capacity to run any big thing is not there. But your government is in power, so you have access to money. You are protected. You don't understand cash flow. You can't manage any people. You don't know how to build systems. You can't train anybody, but you're a big business person. And you're on TV. You can open a radio station. You can open TV stations. You can do all this because you have access to money. Yeah. Not so much because you're a good entrepreneur, but it's because of your connection. And that is the reality in our country.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kwabena Obi, once again, and to all my team leaders from all over the world watching us live on Facebook. We appreciate your time, and I can see some of them are commenting. Some are saying it's actually an eye opener for them to be listening to this powerful gentleman of our time. You know, I've hosted, did a lot of business training in from traditional business arena to network marketing arena to personal branding, personal mindsets, and I'm much more when it comes to leadership and discipline. Okay. I decided that from now on, I'm going to connect with all Black business people, talk to them. It's like the thing keep coming, and then you are repeating it today. So we have to promote our own self, do away with enviness, pulling our own back. Because if we don't tell our story, nobody's going to tell our story. No. I hosted other people from US, UK, Japan, China, and stuff. And they speak to us on the perspective of what they know. And I don't see anything different. I don't see anything amazing or super they are doing that we. That's right. It's all about just the mindset. So that is why I'm keen on mindset. And thanks so much for revealing all these things negative shared with us. So I want you to tell us, we are almost done, and tell us about yourself, your life, your businesses, your books you wrote. What were the inspiration behind them? What motivated you to do those things, and where you are from, where you live? Maybe we have some people watching who would like to patronize some of your services, your products and stuff.
All right. My name is Kwabena I trained as an engineer, first degree agric engineering, second degree bioprocess engineering. I did first degree from Kwabena University of Science, and the next one I did it in Dublin, bioprocess engineering. Currently, I'm into business. We have done a lot of construction engineering works. I have a property development company. We build apartments and few houses to sell. We are into fashion retail as well, you know, and we have shops in the malls in Ghana. I write books as well. I have 2 books at the moment. A lot of them I haven't published, but there is Perspective, which is how to develop the mindset to start, you know, your own business. And there is another one, Streamline, is strictly on money. You know, and in each of them, I talk about the conditioning of the Black man, because if you don't work on that, all other things will not fit. I have a YouTube channel, which is Kwabena and Marie. I have over 600 videos there, and it's all about trying to give value, because you see, the noise is too much. We are very good with the entertainment and the drama, but what will move us forward is productivity and ethics and ambition. And for me, that content must also be there. You go to other countries, they have the entertainment, the sports, no problem. But they have the other ones who are pushing education, sales, business, network marketing, product development, entrepreneurship. They are pushing that. So they are almost at the same wavelength, you know. But ours, it seems like the entertainment is too much, the drama is too much, the religion is too high. You know, somebody is trying to tell you that he prays for you, you become rich. How is that possible? You don't pray for nobody to become rich. Teach them to go and work. Well, why are you deceiving people? You keep collecting the money that bring money, God will make you. And he has done it for 10 years, he's still where he is. You know, because you are not teaching the person how to go and work to get results. You know, so you tell people money is not a miracle. Money is a product of diligence, of productivity. Solve economic problems, you get money. Because the guy who's trying to pray for you to become rich, when you finish, he collected the offering. If he has the power to pray for you to become rich, why did you collect the offering?
Yeah.
You know, and if you meet business, if you're doing business and you're meeting problems, it's not the devil, it's not from your home. Don't believe those things. Sit down and look. A lot of the times it's our ignorance. God is so gracious. He's giving us this tool. If this does not work, no other thing will work. You can only control people by what you put here, because that's the engine. This is whatever your mind is processing is where your life is going. You know, so a lot of the times that people have been conditioned to believe in so much superstition and so much, you know, esoteric, said that we have lost our sense of being. You know, so people are following prophets and all this. When COVID came, we were all here.
Yeah.
It took just right decisions for people to manage it. You know, but people were telling us they have power. You know, it's not like that, because God.
COVID came, we were not using Zoom. When COVID came, we were using Zoom.
We are using Zoom. That's right. You know, so the other day I heard that somebody was on Kumasi Road praying for people to get not accident to happen. I said, no, this is not right. If you don't want accident to happen, go and study where the accident is happening. A lot of the times it's the single lane where the cars are just, you know, so do big roads from here to.
If accidents will in and out, I don't think we'll have collision and stuff. Yes. So this one doesn't. Sometimes if I think about a death like Ebony's death, then some kind of road accidents on the Takrady road we meet every day. This is not prayers. Dual lane out. If you jet off, even if you are sleeping and you jet off, you just enter the bush.
That's right.
That will not be like two cars colliding because we are passing by each other. This one, we don't need to pray about it.
The same thing. See? Common sense, but they will not allow you, because the introduction of religion was wrong. He put chains on your leg and tells you pray to God to come and deliver you, and he's keeping gun on you. So the Africans picked religion, the European religion, from that position. You know, so there's a lot, and we do a program on Peace FM on Sundays after 4 with Todia Incan. It's about business. You know, so
I will follow every day. Even if I don't watch live, I come back and watch the replay. Yeah, I've watched some of your videos on YouTube. They are great. I recommend. You see, if the mindset is not right, ladies and gentlemen, watching us all over, if our mindsets are not right, we cannot see any meaningful results from what we are doing.
That's right. Yes.
When I see people like this doing something great, I really get connected.
And a lot of our business that we built them not with any political connections, not with any further with money anywhere. We fail a lot of the times. We made a lot of mistakes, 1,001 mistakes.
Failure is bad.
You have to believe in people. We have to believe in people. You have to build team. You have to have the skill to build team.
Yeah.
And work with people. You know, work with everybody. Be kind to people. Be respectful to people. Show respect to people.
Do you have children?
Yes, I have 3 children. A lot. The business that I'm doing with my wife, Marie. She also did BSc mathematics and she has MBA as well. So for the school side, I think we have a little, but that's not it. My first child, is in JSS 2 actually. So maybe I look young, but yes, and the youngest Kwabena is about 7.
Okay.
8 actually, 8, and there's a ra in between. So our secret is constant learning.
Yeah.
We had to read a lot of foreign books because we didn't get a lot of our own books. So a lot of the times you read foreign books, but the content, when you apply them, is very difficult. They don't work because the infrastructure, they are different. What works there, a lot of the times doesn't work here.
I was building, in fact, because of the nature of my work, I'm an engineer and
Yes.
I'm into aviation, safety, site maintenance, and stuff. So when I started, I wanted to do business aside my work. I chose the multi-level marketing first because I was not having enough money to start straight from the ground. So I studied the industry and I thought it was that no, with a little amount. Like you mentioned, when you get to register general, when I wanted to even register this as a company, it took me so much. I have to go through a third party like a consultant to register because I don't have that time. And they dealt with one of my team leaders. He's currently in Obuasi. He just got an award from the 40 under 40. He is doing marvelously in Obuasi. When he wanted to register his business at the age of 23 years, they told him he's too young. I said, how? If I'm 18, I can vote. Why can't I do business at the age of 23? So that's the system. So when I listened and I think that no, I don't have this time to be doing this. I just got a good company in the network marketing space, registered with them on set because the product are already registered by the company. I don't need to go and get an office space. I don't need to employ people. So there I chose the network marketing industry, built several times, met a lot of people. Then through that, I made some money out of it and started. I'm equally doing real estate. I mean, to eat, have some restaurants. You can pass through Labadi, opposite Nativity, Presbyterian. You can see Rise Africa, all day food court there. You just enter and mention my name, and then you eat free and go.
Thank you.
Along the line, I could see that when we are working and we have the zeal, you have the will, you can still do something out of whatever you are doing. But people don't know. People are working, they have salaries, and they still want to live the big life the business owners and the politicians who are cutting corners are living. I think that's the very wrong mindset. This our society, our community is equally disturbing us. And I want to really appreciate you, those watching, if you really getting value, if I've gotten value, pray for Mr. Kwabena Obin, say something kind, something nice to him in the chat box, in the comment box. This is the only way we can promote our own selves. If we don't tell our stories, we can never get down. If you are ready to learn more from him, you can get in touch. And I am in the multi-level marketing space. I'm gathering my authority, learning more. Like he said, if you are in the musical industry, have an authority there. If you are into construction, have an authority there. If you are into sales, have an authority there. If you are into multi-level marketing, have an authority there. There's no way you are going to go where 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you are going to be a billionaire. That is why you see people jumping, they sell tomatoes, they go and sell orange, they go and sell banana, they go and sell. No, they think that there's something new. If you believe in get rich quick, you will be falling off for scams and people will be taking your money away. Also, it's all boiled down again to the mindset. Nobody can pray for you to be a billionaire. If they can pray to be a billionaire, they would have been a billionaire themselves.
That's right.
We all call for the interventions of God. Let's read the Bible and make good use of the word. Don't just wait for somebody to read the Bible and tell you that the Bible says go and do this. The Bible says I should do this. What is the word saying? Read yourself. Pray for God's intervention for the right understanding from the Holy Spirit. Then you can move ahead. Mr. Kwabena, we as a team Rise Africa, in fact, the energy team worldwide, we say God bless you so much, so well for your time, your energy, and we will appreciate your last word for anybody in terms of mindset who is afraid but wishing to start a business. What are your last words to them watching?
Dovi, thank you. Network marketing is a great tool. I wish all our young men will join. It shifts you, it makes you strong, it makes you courageous. You learn a lot. It brings the best in you.
Yep.
What the school did not put in you, it has that ability, that power to bring that. It makes you to be able to talk and shift your mind as to how the world works.
Yeah.
So thank you. And continue to bring a lot and shape minds, because you never know where any of those people that you're affecting will end up.
Yeah.
Some of them will end up in big positions. And when they get there and you affected them at this level, then you see the change that you're praying for. If they didn't develop that and they get there, they wouldn't develop that.
Sure.
So thank you. And if you want to start anything, don't be afraid of failing. In the midst of you failing, you're progressing. All right. If you're waiting for perfect moment to start anything, it will never happen. You'll be laughed at. They will disagree with you. Your friends will cut you. Your parents will say that we sent you to school. Why are you doing this? It's all part of it. It's part of it. Continue. When you start to see success, and the satisfaction is in the value that you're bringing, the lives that you're changing. Nothing satisfies more than that. And you seeing your dream come true, you see something. Everybody doubted you. You didn't even think that you could become anything. And now you look back and you have something to show. That itself is a great, it gives you that great sense of meaning in life. And no life is wasted when there's sense of purpose, And so that sense of purpose will protect you. All right. And so start something, join something, continue. Don't complain. Don't feel like if you want to become prosperous, it's Africa. If anybody tells you that go to America, no, it's a lie, especially as an African. The greatest place to be is here. You have to have absolute confidence in yourself, in God, and in your country. Don't join those who are always talking negatively about our country. It's a blessing to be here. Very few people know this.
It's a blessing to be here. Like I always dream, I never wanted to leave Africa, but I just want to travel out all the world to see what is there, and whatever I prophesy unto myself, say to myself, work towards it. It has come to pass, and it's coming to pass gradually. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for your time once again. What are the names of the books again?
Okay. Let me see if I can get a copy here. So this is Perspective.
Yeah.
It's how to develop the mindset to start and build your own business. It's in all our shops in the malls. Envy. If you go to any of the malls, it's there. You can also get copy in Peace FM as well. It's Amazon.
Camera.
Yes, it's on Amazon as well.
Yeah.
It's on Amazon. Kindle is there.
Okay.
Right. And this one is also Streamline, how to teach yourself money, because nobody will teach you money. If you are coming from a poor background, your data on money is wrong. All right. And that's why when you owe people, you don't want to pay. You want to run away to America to get money. You're looking for fat check from somewhere. And that's why you don't have any. You're waiting for God to, anointing oil to become rich. That's not true. That's wrong data on money. Once you get the right data, you know that you have a plan. You put a system in place to become wealthy. Whether you build a business or you're employed, you can create that system where when you're 40 years, when you're 50 years, you'll be far better than majority of your people, because you would have created your own wealth, and it's all in information.
God bless you.
And I hope that once you get a lot of certificates, you're going to become rich. Unless you join politics and become a thief, or you start a church and take everybody's money, you will not become rich.
You can't take your certificate to the shopping mall. You can't take your position, anything.
Yes.
God bless you so much, Mr. Kwabena.
Yes, sir.
The next time we'll call you again, maybe probably we'll be having a big meeting or whatever it is. We'll call you to come and give us a different perspective or different angle on a particular topic. And I want to believe that you will surely be available to deliver.
Yes.
Regards to mommy, regards to the family, everybody around. Tell them we love so much. We love them so much. And you live in Accra?
Yes, I live in Accra.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
I live in Accra, Achibota area.
Great. I just left Tabora, where I went for the interview.
Oh, okay. Yes, you talked to me about the Ethiopia TV.
Yeah. We went to view it about some residual income, the same way how to shape the youth of Africa.
Fantastic.
That's what we do there. That's the only way we can contribute to the quota of Africa to shape the mind.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
To those online watching us, we said, God bless you so much, so much. And let's enjoy this video. When we started, we just end the show with it.
And be there when the clients' monies come. And I remember the early days, I would visit the clients every day.
Every single day.
Every day, I would just go around and make sure they're all still in business.
Yeah.
And that they're working and that I have a good chance of collecting my money.
Yeah. But then how were you able to do that? Because in Ghana, there's no address system.
I always tell people that doing business in Ghana is not easy at all.
Yeah.
Because the kind of structures and institutions that you need for the business to use as a platform, they are not there. So up to today, all our clients, we sketch to their homes, to their offices, and to the collateral, and put it on their file. And then we also have the problem with the individuals and their attitudes and our upbringing, our cultures, which also come into play and makes everything quite difficult. But you need to learn and believe in systems and structures and be disciplined to keep to those systems and structures. So the training in UT is about doing things in a limited number of minutes or days. So the time you take to interact with the staff or the client, make sure that it is the shortest time you need to perform that action. The only other thing is that make sure it's quality time, so they feel that they've been respected and that they've had a memorable experience. That's it.
Okay. They say behind every successful man, there's a woman. Now, was there a woman that was behind Mr. Prince Kofi Anwan being at the time of him?
I think mine is probably the opposite.
Really?
Yeah. So behind Kofi Anwan is really no woman, but maybe some women. Because the thing is, by the time we started Unique Trust, my wife had left me with my kids.
Wow.
Which helped, because then I had no family, so I could put all my energies and all my love into what I was doing. So it helped, and I'm nice with my ex-wife. Whatever we've achieved is partly because of her action. So I'm not mad at her.
Wow.
So behind me, it's no woman.
No woman, but many other.
A bit like that.
How many children do you have? Because I know Koku, I know Violet.
I have 8 children.
8 children. And how are you as a parent towards them?
I think I'm doing unto them what my dad did unto me. I am not strict as in being petty as to do this, don't do that. But they know what I stand for. And I think I've also created a kind of love that they don't want to break that relationship. Some of the things that we haven't even said, but I know it won't come to this house, is to pierce your ears or do tattoo or do dreadlocks. And nobody does it because they know that the father can't stand it.
Because a lot of the Ghanaian family, it doesn't really happen. It's like daddy is almost kind of, you're afraid to talk to your dad about certain things.
Yeah, but I think we have to work to change that. I mean, I had a dad who was quite open on that front. I remember I asked my dad one time if he was still strong enough to perform. And he said, well, I hope you are not thinking about your mom. So I had that liberty to my dad. Why not? And it worked. So why change it? So that's my attitude to life.
Growing up, my father has always been my best friend. He's very down to earth and he has a lot of compassion. Now, when I say down to earth, I mean he's able to relate to people from all walks of life because he has so much empathy. He raised us to work hard for everything that we have. Like, I started working in UT as receptionist, and now I'm procurement support officer. He wants us to learn and understand it the proper way before we can even begin to grasp what UT is to Ghana and to us. He's told us to never take our blessings for granted. Never, ever. And we should always thank God for what we have.
He's more of my best friend, so we have had really good times together. We went sky jumping. We